What's up, guys? Hey, Paul over at Apache Rifle Works coming to you this evening with a little bit of a suppressor tutorial to get you guys ready for your first can, hopefully coming out on Saturday to get to take advantage of the $100 off tax stamp. Want to walk you through some real basic things. When you're out there shopping for your first can, you don't know really what to purchase. Maybe you have an idea of some firearms or things that you want to do, but you're not really sure where to start. So let's kick this episode off and I'll help you guys figure that stuff out to help make your can buying process a little simpler. A couple of things that are going to happen when you first walk in the shop to get you prepared is we're going to have some questions for you. We want to learn a little bit more about what your needs are from your suppressor. Maybe some things like what rifles or what pistols you want to suppress. What calibers are those rifles and pistols? What's your budget? What do you want to spend, right? Our goal isn't to just yank all the money out of you. What we want to do is stick within a reasonable budget so this buying experience and ownership experience after you buy it is good for you. It's a good experience, a positive experience, right? We don't want you to get home and be like, crap, I don't know why I bought that. Something really important is to have answers to those questions. Now, we're going to give you some feedback. If you have rifles and pistols, are they threaded? You may not know what they're threaded, but if they're modern firearms, if you can let us know what models they are, bring those in a piece of paper, or if you can remember them, that'll help guide us into knowing what their thread pitch is. If we don't know, we can always look them up for you. So what we're going to start is we're going to start with 22 cans. 22 suppressors are going to be your most affordable suppressor because they're smaller. They're going to be dedicated to 22 long rifle like the Soundseco Warlock due to its materials. It's made of mostly aluminum, which isn't going to deal with a lot of the higher pressures from some of these higher speed rimfire cartridges, FN57, right, or 22 Win Mag. Some of these higher velocity cartridges really require a better built suppressor. So aluminum cans are going to be really affordable and very light, but mostly dedicated to 22 long rifles or pistols. Most 22 cans are going to be direct thread, 1/2 inch by 28. This is going to be the Dead Air Mask HD. Great suppressor. This one is rated for FN57, which is going to deal with FN57 centerfire all the way down to 22 Win Mag, 22 long rifle, 17 HMR, and a lot of other hotter rimfire cartridges. It's very important that you stick to a better built, heavier duty suppressor if you're going to shoot anything above 22 long rifle rimfire. If not, you'll end up beating your baffles out and not have a good experience when you end up wearing the can out. Pistol suppressors are what's next. More specialty, and most people don't really get into pistol suppressors, but pistol suppressors are going to have a unique attachment, which is going to be this piston. This piston is removable, and this piston comes in many different thread pitches, which are mostly to coincide with your caliber differences. 45 ACP, for example, is 5.78 by 28, whilst most 9mm threaded barrels on submachine guns, on any of your pistol caliber ARs or your handguns are going to be 1/2 inch by 28. There's some left-hand varieties and some odder thread pitches out there, and those are typically available if you have a unique handgun. All you do is you swap out this insert. This insert does come out and be swapped out for those different calibers. The most important piece is if you're going to swap a bunch of different calibers, that your end cap, right, that this is of 45 ACP caliber or bigger to accommodate all the different pistol cartridges. Remember, 9mm, 357, and 38 are all similar sized bullets. They're all the same diameter. You get into 45, then that's big enough to accommodate 357, 9mm, 40, 10mm, right? Everything beneath it. We don't want to fire 22 long rifle or rimfire through these, even though it has the same 1/2 inch 28 thread pitch as maybe a Ruger pistol chambered in 22 long rifle. 22 long rifle is a much dirtier cartridge as far as the powder they use, and that buildup can really make your pistol suppressor that's not designed to deal with that a lot dirtier and a lot harder to clean. We want to stick to pistol calibers only through these guns, and know that if you shoot subsonics, they sound really good. They do produce more powder and more residue because not all of it's being burnt, and that can get caught up in your can, which will require you to clean it more often. Not a big deal, but a little bit of a price you pay for shooting subsonic ammunition. The most popular division of suppressors that we have is going to be your rifle cans. Rifle suppressors are the most popular because most people have rifles. Most people have loud rifles, and what we want to do is make them quieter. Rifle suppressors have a lot of benefits. There's a couple of different styles and where you want to start thinking. If you're a hunter, lightweight is better. Lightweight typically means materials like titanium, sometimes Inconel. Mostly cans are going to be made of titanium, but there's other various materials. Those suppressors are going to be great for lightweight hunting. They can be constructed very tough. What they're not good at dealing with is high volume shooting. Titanium heats up very quickly. If you're going to do a lot of shooting, you're going to run an AR, do things like that, where you're not just going to go out and shoot some varmints or have some fun like that. You really want to stick to something that's going to be built like a heavier duty tactical can versus the titanium can, right? That's the trade-off. Now, you get into a heavier can, it's still usable for everything. Just know its downside, it's going to be a little heavier. This Surefire can, for example, is a smaller but very, very heavy-duty can. Its strengths lie more in its tactical design. It is better at hiding flash and thermal signature than it is at suppression. Even the larger variants are not super, super quiet. This can was developed for the US military and many other militaries and special forces across the world. It is a fantastic suppressor, and there are many heavy-duty cans built similar to this from companies like Silencer Co., Dead Air, of course, Surefire, Knights Armament, etc. There's a lot of them out there. Even companies like Silencer Co. and Dead Air, which are more civilian-based companies, do have some really great tactical options. Know a lot of these cans are going to have a quick detach device of some kind that requires a special muzzle brake to go on the end of your rifle so that you can pop this on really fast and so that you can take it off quickly in tactical situations where you get a lot of carbon buildup so that threads don't get as boogered as just a big muzzle device. It's a lot easier to maintain and clean. The downside is weight, and you're going to lose a little bit of that decibel on the front end because you've just got a heavier duty can. It's really its job not to be super quiet. On the other side, you're going to have cans like this hybrid. This hybrid is a direct thread out of the box variant. Some cases they'll come with a quick detach system, which most suppressors on the market can accommodate. This can is going to be lighter weight, and there are lighter variants of this can. It has features like a muzzle brake. A muzzle brake, you think, why do I need that on a suppressor? The suppressor already reduces recoil. You're right. But a muzzle brake actually reduces some of that push, even though it's lighter than general recoil. There is a push with suppressors, and this does reduce push from larger cartridge guns like 300 Win Mag, 300 PRC, 300 RUM, things like that. These muzzle brakes do help about 5 to 10%. That's a really rough number, but based on shooting experience, that's what it feels like. These are great suppressors, and they work excellent for hunters because they're not as heavy, but they're very, very durable. You can still, some of these cans, there's what we would call a mid-range can. You got about a midweight can that's built with Inconel and other titanium components that you still can put high volume through. Your barrel length also matters for certain cans. Lighter weight cans that have a little bit of more fragile construction like titanium have barrel length ratings that you really can't put ultra short barrels on some of these cans. The great thing is we have all that information. We can help educate you and walk you through your options. And we can always go to the manufacturer's website if we're not sure and get that information for you. Buying suppressors shouldn't be hard. Buying suppressors should be fun. And what's most important about buying your first can is making sure you have all the right information. If you don't have the right information, it makes buying suppressors really challenging. Come over to Apache Rifle Works any day, but specifically Saturday to save your $100 off, your $200 tax stamp to the government, and get into your first suppressor or get into another suppressor that may be specialty and you may want to start diversifying a little bit. This is Paul with Apache Rifle Works. Thanks for hanging out. If you got any questions, hit me in the comments below. I'll be glad to try to answer as many as I can. Have a great night.